Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, we'll be looking at another Nanmu figure, which is going to be their second version of the supplanter Spinosaurus, obviously based on the popular dinosaur from Jurassic Park 3. Now, there are three color variants of this Spinosaurus sculpt. The first version is of course this one, which is nicknamed Unvanquished. The second one is albino and nicknamed Star of Death. And the third one, which hasn't been released yet, has a cool looking brown coloration and is nicknamed Pharaoh. A couple of years ago, they already made an absolutely stunning JP3 Spino, and I thought it couldn't get any better than that. But Nanmu proved me wrong, as this new version is an improvement in so many ways, and I'll talk about them later in the review. This model, as well as the recently released Dominion Giganotosaurus, do come with optional bases. I didn't order the bases so I can save money, and these figures are made of a very durable material that does not warp. So without further ado, let's dive in and see what this Nanmu product has to offer. First, let's take out the tape measure for some quick measurements. From the tip of the snout to the tip of the tail, this guy measures a whopping 16 inches long. At the top of the head, it's about 6.5 inches tall and a little under 8 inches at its sail. So the Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus was confirmed to be around 44 feet in length, so this model would be in the 133 scale range. Moving on to the detailing, the head sculpt is just gorgeous. Nanmu never fails to make movie-accurate Jurassic Park style dinosaurs. Like, this is the JP3 Spinosaurus. They got all of the features right, like the relatively broad snout, that's broader than the real Spinosaurus, the shrink wrapping, and the double crests. Then the teeth have a glossy finish to it, as well as the interior of the mouth to give a lifelike appearance. Moving down, you can see some armor on the top of the neck, which probably explains why it was able to survive the T-Rex bite. And then some more armor is also on the base of the sail, where it slowly fades away near the hips. Speaking of the sail, here it is. There's these horizontal lines, and then you can see the outlines of the vertebra. On the torso and the legs, there are plenty of intricately sculpted scales, and despite the appearance, the figure still feels relatively smooth. For the shape of the scales, they're not really uniform, but they seem to be more on the square or the pentagon shape side. Then you've got these big, muscular, intimidating arms, complete with its huge fishhook-like claws. I wonder why I didn't use these more when it was fighting the T-Rex. Then we have the also large and muscular legs to hold up all of this bulk. And then the feet, unfortunately, are not too oversized. Then you can see large scales on each of the toes. On the underside of the feet, you can see a hole where you attach the model to the base. Then you see more lines and scales on its underbelly. And then moving down to the tail, you can see some ridges that continue from the sail. And there isn't much detailing on the tail, just these vertically sculpted lines, as well as the musculature of the tail. Unlike the original Nanmu Spinosaurus, this one does not possess jaw articulation, which may be unfortunate for some people, but honestly, I'd rather prefer this. The jaw articulation on the original Nanmu Spinosaurus, it barely moved, and that was one of my issues with that figure. I'd rather have this, as the wide open mouth makes it look more intimidating and exposes those nicely sculpted teeth and mouth interior. The pose is also a considerable improvement over the original. For that one, I wasn't a fan of how its arms were tucked in and its legs were far apart in a very dynamic position. Those combined with its mouth that can barely open really didn't appeal to me. And this one looks much better. You can see the legs are not too dynamic, the arms are, forward and they look intimidating, and the mouth is wide open. Just like the sculpt, the paint job is very well done and movie accurate. The body is primarily a brownish gray, there's a white patterning on the face, and it goes all the way back to its leg, and then you've got the orange on top of its head, and then red on top of its sail, which goes all the way down the tail, and then you've also got the white and blue patterning on the sail. The other paint variants do look cool, but when it comes to these Nanmu JP dinosaurs, I only pick the one with the movie accurate paint job. Starting off with our comparisons, let's bring in the recently reviewed Nanmu Giganotosaurus. And you can see they're actually around the same size when you look at them from the side and from the top. But the Giganotosaurus is longer while the Spinosaurus is taller. Next, here is the Nanmu Tyrannosaurus Rex Alpha, which is clearly based off of Rexy. And these two look very nice next to each other, and they also scale very well. I think both dinosaurs were confirmed to be around 44 feet in length. Next up, we have the Indominus Rex, or what Nanmu calls it, the Berserker Rex. And you can see she is dwarfed by the Spinosaurus. While this one is kind of lackluster compared to some of Nanmu's recent works, it's still a very well done figure. And for a remake of this I-Rex, it's definitely going to happen in the future. I mean, Nanmu has remade a lot of their Jurassic Park dinosaurs, so, why not remake the very first model they've released, especially since it is now discontinued. Here is the Indoraptor, nicknamed the Berserker Raptor, and Santiago the Baryonyx. And lastly, for Nanmu figures, here is their first version of the Giganotosaurus, which is more scientifically accurate than the Dominion version, but still very stylized. Up next, we have the massive Pegasus Hobby Spinosaurus that comes with the Dead Xiphactinus. This is made out of vinyl and also based off of Jurassic Park 3. Let's bring out a few Papo figures, starting off with the popular Green T-Rex, based off of the Buck from The Lost World. And here is the classic Spinosaurus from, I think, 2007. And I remember before Nanmu came along, everyone was praising this figure, calling it a great representation of the Jurassic Park 3 Spino. But comparing it to this one is now very lackluster. And here is the Papo Limited Edition Spinosaurus, which is more on the scientifically accurate side. Now let's do some dinosaurs from Reborn, starting off with the amazing T-Rex Kiss. And here is the intimidating looking Saurophaganax, nicknamed Notorious Big. The very awesome Disney-style Carnotaurus. And lastly for Reborn, here is the beautiful Vastatosaurus Rex. Right here, we have some more accurate Spinosaurus models, the ones from Collecte, Safari Ltd, and PNSO. Let's bring in the Jurassic World Spinosaurus from Mattel, and of course, unfair comparison here. One is a pricey model meant for collectors, and the other is an affordable toy meant for children. And despite this one being a children's toy, it's still very nice. And there are actually rumors of a Hammond Collection Spinosaurus, and hopefully those are true. Here is the Beast of the Mesozoic 1/35 scale Tyrannosaurus Rex. Still the definitive T-Rex figure for me, though I see a lot of potential for the upcoming Eofauna model. Of course, the final comparison is going to be the Nanmu Spinosaurus next to the Collecte Xiphactinus and the Collecte Mini Xiphactinus. Well, there you have it everyone. That was my review on the Nanmu Spinosaurus Supplanter 2.0 Unvanquished. Just like many other Nanmu products, this Spinosaurus is nothing but a spectacular work of art. It's such a beautifully sculpted and painted figure that it captures the ferocious look of the Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus so well. I also love how Nanmu made it in scale with some of their other big Jurassic franchise theropods. It's truly awesome that they were able to improve their already amazing Spinosaurus they've released in 2020. Now for my rating. This figure receives an easy 10 out of 10. It's tied with the Dominion-style Giganotosaurus for my favorite Nanmu product. So if you guys enjoyed this review, leave a comment down below, hit that like and subscribe button, it really supports my channel. And I will see you all in the next review.